Hello and welcome to Camp Xbox. The Kinect was an unusual piece of hardware that sold exceptionally well, but is now not positively remembered by many. To many people, this marked the beginning of a dark period for the Xbox brand, with a focus on motion controls and the disappointing E3 showcase for the Xbox One. I didn't even pick one up until recently. We are now more than 10 years removed from the Kinect, and as we move further and further away, I become more and more interested in the device. I have previously reviewed Kinect Adventures on my channel, but it's time to revamp how I review these Kinect games. Most of these games are some form of shovelware, but I want to sort through them to determine what's worth playing and what's not. We'll probably encounter a lot of bad games, but I'd like to be proven wrong. And I'm calling this series Kinect Misadventures. I hope you enjoy embarking on this journey into a peripheral that has been forgotten by time, or maybe nobody wants to remember. Let's start by looking at another Xbox Kinect launch title with Dance Central. Before we get into it, I do want to thank my YouTube channel members for their support. Thank you so much. And let's get into this game's history. In 2009, the Nintendo Wii was a trendy console due to its user-friendly controls and the unique ability to move instead of holding a controller and sitting still. That same year, a game called Just Dance was released, and it significantly impacted the gaming world. It's to the point where it's still a yearly franchise to this day. However, another dancing game in development, Dance Central, was exclusively for the newly released Microsoft Kinect for the Xbox 360. With the help of Harmonix, the same developers behind the Rock Band games, Microsoft aimed to capitalize on this trend. Dance Central was designed to track the player's entire body for motion, eliminating the need to hold any controller. Harmonix collaborated with numerous dancers to create a game that resembled a choreographed dance. In an article for Game Informer, they explained how they developed the game based on Soulja Boy's Crank Dat. They tried figuring out the best way to communicate those dance moves into a game. They experimented with gem minigames and various tools until they found the most suitable approach for that song and how to convey it to the players. Eventually, they settled on using a flashcard method to show the current and upcoming moves. This led to the launch of Dance Central with Kinect on November 4th, 2010, published by MTV Games. I have no first-hand experience with this series, and I didn't own a Kinect until way later on. However, it always seemed like a top-notch dancing game on the platform, and since it ended up being published by Microsoft later in the series, I've always been interested. I recently played through it to see how it went. Let me tell you my thoughts on the experience. Dance Central is designed with a simplistic approach, allowing you to dive right into dancing. Upon starting the game, you will find an extensive list of songs to choose from, including playlists combining the dance moves of 4 songs. Unfortunately, this game lacks a shuffle mode, so you must manually select the next song after finishing one. A shuffle mode would have been a great addition, especially for the workout mode that tracks the number of calories you've burned from dancing. This feature underscores the game's fitness aspect and is one reason I was drawn to playing Kinect. The gameplay for each song is identical. On the right side of the screen, you'll see flashcards that indicate the next dance move. In the middle is a dancer who can be either pre-selected or chosen by you. You must follow their movements and the flashcards closely to mimic the dance moves perfectly. Your accuracy will determine your score, and the closer you get to the perfect movement, the higher your score will be. The game is similar to traditional rhythm games, where matching the movements perfectly earns you a perfect score, while being slightly off earns you a good score, and so on. The game is more lenient on the easy difficulty level, but there is less room for error as you progress to the higher levels. The better your score, the higher your multiplier, which will result in a higher overall score. The concept is the same if you played Guitar Hero or Rock Band. I find that the flashcards aren't as helpful for learning dance moves as just mirroring the dancer. While flashcards can indicate when to change your moves, You'll probably know when to change if you listen to a song multiple times. The real magic happens when you get into the zone and start moving with the dancer. The synchronization between me and the game is spot on, and Harmonix has done an excellent job of perfecting the timing to match my arm and leg movements. One odd element is the freestyle dance moments that are in every song. These want you to do your own moves, but waggling your limbs is the best way to get points here. So ultimately it feels pointless, yet this is just me thinking as a video game player and not someone who just picked this up to have fun and dance around. I find this game challenging as someone who doesn't dance very often. I've played Just Dance before, and that's more party focused and forgiving than Dance Central. While there is a dance battle mode, it's not a traditional dance game where you stay in one spot or move as a group. In Dance Central, timing and perfecting your body movements are critical. Just Dance is more like dancing at a party, while Dance Central is more like being a backup dancer, which feels really tough as someone who doesn't dance, and let's just say I won't be quitting YouTube to be a TikTok dance influencer anytime soon. But hey, who knows what the future holds. The level of difficulty in this game is appropriate and understandable. The gameplay is simple and effective, and once you get into the groove, it becomes even more enjoyable. It offers a challenging workout, and at the end of every session, I was always sweating profusely, which was exactly what I was hoping for. It's a fantastic workout tool, and listening to music while working out is always a great time. However, when it comes to content, the game is a bit lacking. Apart from dancing to songs for points, there's only a break it down mode that shows each flashcard slowly, allowing you to learn songs at a better pace. You don't get any new songs unless you buy DLC, and there is no story mode. And you unlock things as you get more points, but it's mainly costumes for characters and new stages. It's a game where what you see is what you get. It offers songs that you can dance to, and although I was disappointed with how bare bones it is, it's still a good time. It's an easy game to understand, and even if you score low, getting into the groove is still a blast. However, practicing to earn those high scores makes you feel like a great dancer. This game is an excellent tool to get up and dance, and it's very simplistic, yet challenging fun. The choice of songs is a crucial factor in a dancing game, but it's highly subjective and depends on personal preference. Although I have a diverse taste in music, there are still some songs that I don't enjoy, and this may differ from person to person. Furthermore, since this game is almost 15 years old, we need to consider it from the perspective of when it was new. However, I will attempt to evaluate its lasting appeal for anyone who may want to purchase it now. The track list of the music selection is quite diverse, ranging from rap to EDM and pop. The pre-90s music included in the selection consists of classic hits such as Brick House and Jungle Boogie, which provide a funky vibe, while Push It and Bust a Move offer classic rap hits. These songs have already stood the test of time and are still enjoyable even today. The 90s section includes fun music from the Beastie Boys and Belle Biv DeVoe. However, it's when we get to the modern music that the quality starts to vary. It's not necessarily the game's fault, as it cannot predict what will be popular in the future. Lady Gaga has some tracks on here, and she's proven to be a lasting power, and those are still quite enjoyable. There are also some novelty songs like Crank That and Satisfaction, which are understandable to be included. However, there's songs like Teach Me How to Jerk, King of the Dance Hall, and Days Go By that lack the energy and enjoyment of the other tracks. Overall, I'd say 75% of the music here is good quality, which is pretty impressive. While music preferences are subjective, I believe this playlist provides a good package for fans of pop music. Other than the music, the game has a dance battle atmosphere where crowds cheer if you dance well and murmur if you mess up. It's a nice energy that motivates you to keep going. Also, the characters you mirror are all fully voiced, each with unique personalities depending on who you're dancing as. Most of them give off a geeky or caricature vibe, which I personally like. The game has this extra sense of cohesiveness over Just Dance, where each character has a personality and goofy lines to say. It creates a world of its own, and I appreciate the effort of world building in a game that most people wouldn't care if there was a world to build.
Let us commence with the dance. Dance is a great art form, and I am a great artist.
The world building in the graphics here is actually really solid. Although not an RPG, this game does have a unique personality and appearance that sets it apart on the Kinect. The character design is very cartoonish, with distinctive faces and costumes. As you earn more points, you can customize your characters with new outfits, which is a nice touch. The use of purples and neons in the art design is great, and it has a classic disco vibe combined with modern elements. The color palette is well done and distinctive. The game stands out from other Kinect titles in terms of its world building and appearance. While it doesn't push the console to its limits, it still looks sleek and has good definition. The developers put a lot of effort into creating this unique new concept, and it shows. Although it may not have the mass appeal of Just Dance, which has a broader approach to its color palette and appearance, I prefer the character-based look. Seeing all of these unique characters and hearing their voice lines gives the game flair and makes it memorable, rather than feeling like it was cobbled together just to include some popular songs and dance around to. Dance Central is an impressively well-crafted game for the Kinect. Despite hearing criticisms about the Kinect's technology and poor handling of movement, this game runs smoothly and is responsive. Dancing to the songs is enjoyable, and it provided me with a great workout, which added to the overall experience. However, I wouldn't consider it the ultimate dancing game for Kinect, as it lacks a shuffle mode, and there are good songs available, but there just aren't enough. Besides learning a song and dancing to it, there's also not much else to this game. I will say though, it is a very entertaining game, and I anticipate that more features will be added in the future. The game achieves its goal of being a choreographed dancing game and accomplishes it well. As someone who doesn't dance, I had a lot of fun, and even went after some specific achievements. In my opinion, this is a promising start to the series, and it's worth trying out if you're looking for a challenging but fun dancing game. I've only reviewed 2 Kinect games so far, so my ranking list is limited, but I would put Dance Central above Kinect Adventures because it's a game that I'd rather return to, and I have. Following its release with Kinect, Dance Central quickly became one of the most popular games in that lineup. While everyone received Kinect Adventures with their Kinect, Dance Central was a highly acclaimed title that received an 82 out of 100 on Metacritic and was among the better reviewed Kinect games. Most major outlets rated it between an 8 and a 9, which was surprising to me doing my research. GamesRadar appreciated that it was purely a dance game, whereas IGN criticized the lack of features but still praised the well-done Kinect support. In the 2010 holiday edition of OXM magazine, it received a 9 out of 10 and was dubbed the game to show off to your friends as the premier Kinect experience. In terms of consensus now, Dance Central on Backlog, which is a user aggregate website, holds a 3.1 out of 5 with 288 people saying they played it, and if you look through the reviews, it seems like most people had fun with this one. Dance Central showed much promise for the Kinect's future, but will that potential be realized? Perhaps we'll see it in Dance Central 2, which came out a year later and established the franchise as a yearly franchise. I'm excited to take this journey and see where the Kinect goes on this Kinect misadventure. But that wraps it up for today. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like, leave a comment below with any Kinect games I should cover, or if you're interested in this series, I'd love to hear from you. Also leave a like as it really helps out the channel. Subscribe to keep up with the retro Xbox content. And I want to thank my YouTube channel members. Thank you so much for your support, and I'll see you here next time at Camp Xbox.